everyone. How come I always say hi everyone first?
I don't know. I can't break it. Hi everyone.
Hi. it's Kim and Jennifer from Fleece and Harmony Woolen Mill in Belfast, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Because we just shipped an order to Tasmania.
Which was really exciting.
Yes.
Thank you, lovely Tasmanian person, for ordering from us, because that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Because we're on Prince Edward Island, and I happen to know that that's pretty much right through the center of the earth on the other side.
Right.
Because I was at a restaurant on Prince Edward Island a couple of years ago, and there was someone there from Tasmania, and the owner of the restaurant had figured that out. So I'm taking his word for it.
Yeah. So it's as far as we can ship.
Pretty cool.
Starts to get closer after that.
Yeah, you're coming around again.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to our podcast. This is episode 23.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Unfortunately, that is the case after age 29.
Yeah, three more, and it'll be a year.
Wow.
No, that can't be right.
It can.
Wow. I think
It
it
is
might
right.
be 4 just because of the timing.
Hard to
No.
say. Pay
Anyway.
periods, it would be 26. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Okay.
HR person here.
It's crazy. So, like we said, I'm Kim, and this is my sister Jennifer, and we're the partners in the Fleece and Harmony Woolen Mill that's located in Belfast, Prince Edward Island. We have a sheep farm where we grow sheeps and wool. And we purchase wool from other island farmers to make our yarns, in case you're just joining us. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you've been here before,
Welcome.
welcome. We're glad you came back. You're sticking it out.
Yeah.
We're getting lots of comments about people binge watching, which I think is hilarious.
Very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
That's great. And we're keeping some people company, and we got some lovely notes and visits and things in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
From
yes.
far and wide, which is so touching. And of course, we just put this up, and other than the comments that come back, we have no idea what people really think of it or how it might be reaching somebody. So that was pretty neat.
Yes. So we had quite a few visitors over the last couple of weeks that have been watching.
Yeah.
And we of course went to Knit East.
Yeah. And actually on that front, we definitely want to say hello to Colleen, who drove from Cleveland to see us last week.
Yes.
And her son was here to meet her, and we got to meet them both. And
she came to knit night.
She came to knit night, yeah, which is great.
Because she didn't get on the ferry.
Right, yeah, oops. We may have given her some bad advice about the ferry, not realizing her rig, as it's referred to here, was 45 feet long.
Yeah, maybe we should explain what a rig is.
It's a rig. It's everything from a lawnmower to a tractor trailer.
That's right. When it's something you drive.
Is your rig.
Yeah. Which we find really funny.
Yeah.
Which was really funny.
Because one time Steven took the lawnmower.
Those ride-on
lawnmower to Cooper's, and somebody was like, "Is that your rig outside?"
Yeah.
Out front? That's my rig, my John Deere lawn tractor.
Cooper's is a general store. Yes, we live in a place that has a little general store.
Yeah, and I was coming back from the riding barn, which was a source of discontent because I spent an awful lot of hours at the riding barn, and I think that was a message to me that if I was going to borrow his rig to go to the riding barn, probably don't go for 4 hours. So he took the lawnmower to Cooper's. Message received. Cross the Trans-Canada Highway on a lawn tractor is not a great idea.
No.
However,
well, had to make a point.
he made it there and back.
Safe and sound.
Yeah.
And everybody's grass from here to Cooper's was
and I'm driving and I'm like, oh my God. He took the tractor to the store. Walking might have been an idea.
Yes.
But he had the garden cart on the back to put the groceries in.
He was prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking ahead.
Resourceful.
Yes. So I don't know, is that how we do get off track?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, don't take your lawn tractor to the store.
The farm update is surprisingly
nothing. No grass.
Yeah,
feeding hay to sheep.
Feeding hay to sheep when you've got 88 acres.
We
of
can't
pasture.
even move them up to the back stockpile field this year, like where they were grazing last fall. It was beautiful up where all the leaves were turning. The back field hasn't recovered from being cut at the end of June yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
In July. It was cut in July.
early July though.
Yeah.
Dire straits for grass farmers these
Yes.
days with no rain. So
Yeah.
that's that. We can't even graze. That's a whole 26 acres that
We have to leave
just
it,
can't
or else
use.
it'll affect our hay for next year. So.
Yeah, so that's the farm update.
Yep, everybody's growing and just everybody's around. People are
Sheep
loving
are sheeping.
Yeah, the sheep are sheeping and they're out around. Because we're feeding them, we have them enclosed in one pasture, so they're staying kind of in one spot, and it's right at the mill. So everybody that's coming to the mill is getting to meet all of our sheep.
Yeah, which they love, and also makes our store a lot busier.
Yeah,
we've learned
really.
the marketing power of having the sheep out front, which
Yeah.
we kind of suspected last year, but for sure it was confirmed this year because I think people slow down to look at the animals and then they're like, oh,
Yarn.
there's a yarn shop here, and then they come in. So it really makes a difference. So those gals should be getting a additional stipend for their marketing efforts.
A little extra treat.
Yeah, it reminds me a
More
little bit
apples.
of the Sheep's Thanksgiving book now, how they were showing off for the apple delivery guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just looking out the window because Ken just walked over in front of our house. I can see our house from here, and he's got Clyde,
the cat, the
our
barn cat,
the barn cat, which is a girl, but we wanted to name them Barney and Clyde, and Barney was buff colored, so it made sense that he'd be Barney, and Clyde ended up with the name
Clyde, even though it's a girl.
Even though she's a girl.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I have a dog, Charlie.
That's right.
It's a female. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Clyde, I think, is campaigning to get into the house.
Well done, Clyde.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Yeah, really cute.
Yeah, she's really a really
Very
cute
good
barn
girl.
cat. Yeah, and I think she kind of thought Barney was a bit of a loser.
Oh,
she used to take off,
Yeah.
and Barney is no longer with us because he got a very, very bad thing with his eye, and he was not
and
recovering.
they were brother and sister.
Yeah,
I think.
he wasn't recovering, so unfortunately.
I can understand not wanting to live with your brother, although if you're familiar with Anne of Green Gables, Marilla and Matthew.
Yes.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
I don't either.
Did sort of work out for them.
Yeah. They seem to have gotten along. So anyway, yes, so Clyde is now every single night is sleeping on our porch.
I don't blame her.
And then she'll come in to the front, like kind of like the foyer, and as soon as it gets to be kind of like enclosed, like in a room, she panics and runs out again. So she really is not really a house cat, but very very
she's a
friendly.
barn cat from a way back. So they have an organization here called Cat Action Rescue, or Cat Action Team.
Right.
Yes, because CAT.
Yeah.
And they rehome feral cats.
Yeah.
And Barney and Clyde weren't actually feral. They were barn cats at a racetrack.
Right.
And they loved horses, Clyde in particular. So if you're out training a horse, Clyde is right there in the ring with you.
Yeah.
And was going over to visit a foal that was born a couple doors over at night regularly.
When she was
in years
disappearing.
past.
Yeah, when she was disappearing.
She got caught on the foal cam.
Yeah, and then one night our neighbor had posted a picture. This cat's been visiting my barn, and it was Clyde.
Yeah.
We were worried sick.
Yeah.
But she was over there babysitting
She loves
the
the
foal.
horses. She loves horses, so it's very cute.
Yeah.
She'll come sit on the sidelines and watch your lunging technique.
Yeah. Yes. And luckily he doesn't comment.
No.
In fact, she doesn't say
You can see her
anything.
disapproval in her eyes.
Yeah, because she doesn't say anything. She even goes,
oh,
no
is
sound.
she mute?
No, she can make a sound.
Oh.
But she often just whispers.
She's a big snuggler.
Yeah.
And she does massages. Anyways,
Yes.
very handy animal.
Doesn't catch any mice.
Sometimes.
Yeah, not often. I don't think. Anyway, so that's
Clyde the barn cat. Okay.
Yeah. We haven't introduced her before, so.
No, I don't think
and
so.
there's nothing to say about the weather. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's just
today.
beautiful fall days.
Yeah, the
Frosty
leaves-
at night.
Yeah, the leaves are starting to change color, so be prepared for some pictures
Yeah.
coming.
But not as pretty without the sheep in front of them.
No.
I had some lovely ones from last year. Maybe I'll put that up.
Just post those,
Yeah, if I can find them.
Yeah,
Memory is always a challenge. I never know what I've saved and what I haven't.
right. So now we'll talk a little bit about NetEast, because if nothing was happening as far as the farm stuff goes, there was a lot happening here.
Here?
Yes. Getting ready for Knit East.
Oh, yes.
And then going to Knit East.
Right. And we had a blast.
Yes, we did.
It was hard work. Vending at a marketplace 3 days in a row is hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And one of us is an introvert.
Me.
Are you an introvert? You're not an introvert. Well, this is Kim and I driving to a party. I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking I can probably get out around 11, come back and have some time to maybe do yoga and knit. Kim's like, just getting like more and more amped up as we drive along, and I'm just like, all the people.
Yeah. That's.
And then by the end, I'm exhausted.
But I am kind of shy, actually.
Well, shy and introversion are
No.
two completely different things.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not shy.
Yeah, right.
But
it's the opposite. I'm the extrovert but shy. You're the introvert but not shy.
Yeah, I can be shy, but anyway,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. It's all very enjoyable getting to chat with that many people, but it is also yeah. And the marketplace is quite busy, and we met all kinds of podcast viewers and other knitters, and got introduced to some new people, and met some other sort of yarny colleagues or contemporaries, I guess, from around the area. And you do start to see some of the same people at these shows, which is great because you get to know who's on the circuit, if you will.
Yeah.
And we got to chat with Christine LeGros, who wrote or co-wrote Saltwater Mittens and Saltwater Classics, and she was an absolute delight, as most Newfoundlanders are.
Right.
I have to say, they really are the best people. I mean, Cape Bretoners are good people. Maritimers and anyone from the Atlantic provinces in general are known for being very humble and friendly. Mm-hmm. But Newfoundlanders are the salt of the earth.
Yes. She was
they really
fantastic. We really fangirled her. I kind of went over and talked to her a couple times.
Okay. the extrovert fangirled her. I don't know. I think we both did, maybe.
She was so knowledgeable about knitting, and I was asking her about writing the book and things like that. So she told some really funny stories that are not my stories, so I won't tell them. But she was really.
Yes, and she informed us that sometimes canned milk is referred to as tin milk.
Yes, tinned milk.
And there's a great debate. Alive and well in Newfoundland about which you should call it.
Oh, there is?
Yes, that's what she said.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
It's always canned milk for us, but that could be a Cape Breton thing. I don't know if I've heard tin milk.
Yeah.
Ask Dad.
Tinned.
Tinned or tinned?
Tinned, I think.
Tinned milk.
Yes,
yeah.
It's in a tin. It's been tinned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea.
Not canned.
Canned. Which I've been having in my coffee all week because I'm just...
Yeah. And we're just thrilled because somebody posted on our Ravelry thread that they tried molasses on fresh bread.
Yes.
But they had the butter version. So butter first, because I could see a big glob of melted butter there. It was me. And she said, this is the picture of my second piece.
Yeah. Gosh, I still haven't managed to round any up since 2 weeks ago when we recorded that one. And we really need to get that happening.
Yeah, that was good.
We'll go over to the Bryson Family Bakery and get some of Catherine's bread and do that right up.
Yes. It's
very good.
It's really good. So that's funny.
So we met Christine.
Yeah.
And the hotel was lovely, and I did post a lot on stories, and if you watch them, great, and if you didn't, of course, they've disappeared now because that's how stories work.
Yeah.
And I did feel a little bit conflicted about all the posting because sometimes we feel like, are we just creating FOMO in those who couldn't attend, fear of missing out?
You're right.
And we hope not, because that is not what we were trying to do. However, we were trying to share our experience. So, you guys, everyone can let us know if they thought it was mean and FOMO-ish, or if they like seeing what we're up to.
Yeah. And it was amazing to see all the knitters and
just
so many
reveling
beautiful sweaters and
beautiful
knitwear
projects.
And the way that the hotel is set up, they call it the gallery, but there's a huge,
it's like a lobby.
Yeah,
it's
a lobby,
gigantic,
but it goes all the length of the whole hotel. and they call it the gallery. And it's all set up. There's fireplaces there, and there's
like working
seats.
ones.
Yeah, working fireplaces. Yeah. And there's seating all the way down the whole length of it. And they actually have an eat anywhere set up there.
Which
I was
is really
reading
cool.
it. Yeah, I was reading it about in their book. So the restaurant is actually not that big, but you can have your food served to you out in the gallery. So you could be sitting in front of the fireplace if you're lucky enough to snag one of those seats, and have the waiters and waitresses come over and serve you your dinner or a snack or a drink or whatever anywhere along that gallery. Yeah. And it's also a golf resort. So there was lots of
confused golfers.
Yeah, confused golfers. And I actually heard someone said, I thought knitters were quiet. I don't know why they thought
ever
that.
told you that?
Yes, that's so. Nobody was quiet. Everybody was having a great time.
Knitters are not quiet.
No.
It was as rowdy as heck in there. We had to fight to get seats and assemble our own table and sit down, and we had a little margarita, and it was the Saturday night was really, really fun. And the gallery / lobby was packed to the rafters with jubilant
knitters,
refreshed knitters.
You mean knitters having refreshments?
Yeah. I mean, wine and knitting in a beautiful hotel. Like, it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I would totally go again. I think
lots of camaraderie.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And the hotel is incredibly historically significant. So every prime minister that's ever been in power in Canada has actually stayed at that hotel.
Right.
St. Andrews, the town, is just, well, St. Andrews by the sea. I mean, it's exactly what you picture for a seaside. I hate to say quaint because people refer to the Maritimes as quaint all the time, but it's pretty quaint.
Yeah.
And then I just love the restaurant we went to that was so jawsy.
Yeah.
You felt like you were in the boat. And I don't know. Jaws is one of my favorite movies, so I won't digress. But yeah, there was a paper mache shark hanging from the ceiling. Yeah. Like, that is right up my alley.
Yeah, it was really nice, and the food was great.
Keep your white glove service. Give me a shark over my head. I'm a happy gal.
That could fall and bite you anytime.
Yeah, and there was just fishy stuff. There was a lobster out front. Anyway, I posted pictures of all of it, but we had a really fun time. And didn't get to see as much as we would have liked, because I think there's quite a good aquarium and things there. But of course, we were at the show during the day. So.
And I would have liked to go down to the little town center during the day when things were open, but we were busy.
Yeah, so perhaps we'll go again a time when we're not working, but we would love to go. And then unfortunately, Jennifer Hicks came with us, which was wonderful, but we both had car trouble on the way back, so that was too bad. Her battery went, and something went on with my gas tank or engine or something, and we sputtered for 4.5 hours to get back here, fearing that my car was going to die, explode, stall, or catch on fire at any moment.
Yes, which it did not, thank goodness.
Which none of that happened, thank goodness. And now it's parked safely in the driveway, so I do have to get after figuring out what went there. But that was a terrible end, stressful end. And the other Jennifer had to get a jump. And but all in all, a great place to go. The marketplace is pretty smallish, like 15 or so vendors. However, they're all really nice, high quality vendors. And then just the town itself is really the star of the show.
Yeah, it's a destination for sure.
Yeah, and the hotel.
And we were busy stocking up before we went, and then had
getting nowhere.
And getting absolutely nowhere, because then we had one of the busiest 2 weeks.
Yeah. And the hotel is haunted, so there's a ghost tour, which I loved too.
Yeah, but it's really, if you go, it's worth going, because you go down into the bowels.
And there's underground tunnels and all kinds of cool stuff. I love old buildings.
Yeah, it was built, what did they say, 1895 or something like that?
That it was built? Something like that. 1889 maybe?
Yeah, 89. Yeah. Sometime around then.
And then it burnt right to the ground in 1914.
Yeah.
And they rebuilt it all.
Yeah, and they rebuilt the whole thing, but there's like the foundation.
The foundation was all that was left. And a piano, which they had enough. Anyway, it was super cool.
You're
you gotta go for yourself.
Nigel's thunder.
Oh.
That was part of the story. Anyway, it was a great time.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was exhausting but fun.
And we hardly knit at all.
No, we didn't knit.
Which is
I think I did 2 rows.
Yeah, probably.
So the one thing I want to say about it, though, which was really important to me, this is kind of a serious topic. So
I have no idea where this is going.
I was obviously ogling, there were so many sweaters. There were less shawls, I think, than mostly sweaters.
Yeah, sweaters.
People are knitting sweaters.
Yeah.
So, which I couldn't be happier about. I saw so many beautiful things and have discovered that I'm not personally, even though I'm doing a shawl with a speckled yarn, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of speckled and variegated yarns. However, I did see the way to use a special skein was just some of these yoked sweaters that people had where they did the main part of the sweater in one color, but did the speckled yarn in the yoke work.
Yeah.
It was absolutely stunning. The one thing I have to say is that I'm going to make it a priority for me to learn more about fit when you're knitting. The fit, because I can tell you
already have that as a priority.
I know it is a priority, but I didn't realize how important and what a difference it makes. I mean, I always want your sweater to fit. But there's all kinds of techniques that you can use to get the perfect fit for whatever your body type is. And I saw some of I can tell you that it doesn't matter what your body type is or what size you are, big or small or whatever. If your knitwear fits perfectly and you know what your good points are and what you want to try to minimize and hide or whatever to balance it out, there were just some stunning sweaters of all shapes and sizes, down to the tiniest little ones to some of the larger ones.
Everyone looked great.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
And it just made their knitwear look even more accomplished. The knitting was beautiful. I mean, knitting was, but that fitting part is, I think, something that people worry about or are intimidated by. But I had quite a long conversation with a customer of ours that knit with one of our yarns and came with a sweater, and she was just it fit her perfectly, and it's not that hard to do. She's doing it, but it all started because she had a pattern that had a fit and taught you how to fit the garment to your body type in the pattern. And then she said, well, why don't I just do this in every sweater I make? So that's what she started doing, and she learned to do it, and she explained how it's done. And it's kind of one of those things that once you figure it out for your body type, it seems like you can adapt it to
once
almost
you know
any pattern.
your own points, like how I go up a size in the shoulders unless I forget.
Yeah.
To do
Or
it.
use the wrong needle size.
Or use the wrong, whatever else I do. I do know how to fit for my body, and after all, you only have one body, so at least you could master, like if it requires even darts or something more creative, or just going up a size, or lengthening the sleeves or whatever. It's all very doable, and once you've done it once, it's far less intimidating. So you just have to dive in and have the courage to attack some of that stuff.
So my body may be a little bit more challenging because I think there's things that I'd like to camouflage, and whatever. There might be more than just the shoulders on mine to get it to fit.
I thought you were referring to my small boobs for a second there, and I was like,
no,
really?
No, I don't like. I'm at an age where I don't necessarily want to.
Okay, got
reveal everything, a little camouflaging or whatever. But so I feel that it might take a little bit more work. So I really want to learn to do that.
Yeah, I think
I know the basics.
You can always get better.
Yeah, but I think there's some real techniques. We had a long conversation with this woman about this, and she said a lot of it is just dressmaking techniques that you adapt to knitting, and just understanding exactly where you need to make the changes and stuff. So I thought, because there were people there that were obviously got it. They did such beautiful work. It was really motivating, actually, to see.
Good.
Yeah.
So on that front, FOs, zip.
Now that whole preamble sounds like a big excuse for saying there's no FOs.
No. We didn't need a lot. We were doing heavy duty prep, and honestly, we are tired.
Yeah.
This is the official last summer thing where we're doing this in the evening, hopefully before it gets too dark, and then we go back to doing it Tuesday mornings, and we're closed on Tuesdays. We're taking a few days to close over the Thanksgiving weekend. We're closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Gonna get our lives back a little bit.
Yeah.
And hopefully be much more fresh and make a lot more sense starting next episode. And hopefully knit a lot more.
Yeah, well, yes.
I mean, my hobbies have just fallen off.
I'm actually missing knitting.
we're missing everything. But
Yeah.
I mean, last night I passed out at 8:30.
Yeah.
I went up to bed to read and couldn't even manage that. So it's just been, that's what summer is like. 7 days a week, push, run, try to keep up, and then it all ends around Thanksgiving, which is next weekend here in Canada. And actually very excited that quite a few Sheep's Thanksgiving books have shipped out to the States, and nobody really felt comfortable ordering it in Canada because I think it might not have been there on time. So we're very sorry about that, but the books are cute.
So, but we don't have any finished objects, but we still have whips.
Yeah.
So all the things that weren't finished
are still unfinished.
They're still whips.
Okay.
So I'm not going to show Joe Bat's arm because it's really insignificant. I think I got 6 rows done on the back, so that's nothing to see. And I'm not really going to show birds of a feather, except to say that and you should be prepared for this if you're knitting it. I actually saw a girl or woman had birds of a feather shawl on, which was beautiful, and I asked her to take it off because I'm just, the way that the shaping on the shawl is just changing. I wanted to see what it looked like when it was completed, thinking that sometime in my future it actually might. Mine is, I always said I don't like a skimpy shawl, and mine is big, but it's actually really a lot bigger than what, if you use the yarn that was called for in the pattern. So people that purchased my gauge is a little on the loose side, so that could explain part of it. But I think that the yarn that I'm using, that special cashmere blend that we did, is a lot cushier than some of the superwash yarns, obviously. So if
your mohair gauge does look bigger than hers did too,
yes,
though.
Yeah. And also the yarn. So if you were able to purchase this petals, be prepared that your birds of a feather will be larger, but it doesn't matter because it's a shawl,
which is not a problem.
Yeah, which is not a problem. So I have 3 more sections to go.
So of course you'll be done that by next episode.
As I said, how many episodes ago did I say
6.
that?
You thought you were going to do it in 1 2-week period or a month or something, I think.
Yeah, and I've actually really been knitting on it, but just, takes time.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm still struggling with my arm too, which is very frustrating, and I knew this was going to happen. And as I was knitting that ahava, because it was just stockinette, thinking I'll just keep going through the pain and worry about that later. That was dumb. Because months later, or at least a month later, 6 weeks later, still struggling. So I did knit on this. I'm not even halfway yet. So I keep continuing to have to rip it. It's very frustrating. I don't know how I managed to make mistakes on this consistently, even though now I did go get the pattern.
Yes, not having the pattern.
That did help marginally, but honestly, I think it's like my stitch count keeps getting off, and then at knit night a week ago, I said, there's a little mistake here. Honestly, I'm just going to leave it. Knit for another week. Had an attack of guilt. Ripped it back to the week before. Did it again. I don't know why I say I'm going to accept a mistake. It's so stupid. But I just was so sick of ripping this out, and it's really not hard. I don't know what my problem is, but I think I'm still trying to think of it as TV knitting, and perhaps it's not.
Yeah.
It looks like it would be.
Janet, the woman that comes and helps us in the mill, said it's the stitch count too. But she said you need to keep track of it.
Because there's, slip knits and knit 2 togethers before and after each eyelet. And if you forget one, you're all messed up.
Right.
Anyway, I'm going to finish this, and I'll tell you what, I'm just kind of cruising along. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish ahava because I have a test knit coming up for Jennifer Beal that I'm really excited about. And I'm just kind of waiting for that to come available. No pressure, Jennifer. I still have quite a bit to do on this.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited.
You could be busy.
Yeah, and it's a design that Jennifer is doing in our air and weight yarn, so it should be fast, but it's also a very exciting looking design.
Right.
So I'm kind of living for that right now.
Yes.
So that's coming up.
Right. So that's about it.
Sad on the knitting front.
Yes.
Lots of revelry.
Yes.
Lots of cocktails.
Yeah.
Not so much on the knitting.
No. Lots of yarn.
Lots of yarn making.
We were surrounded by yarn Yeah, and now we're going crazy in the back trying to get caught up.
Again, we'll continue that until next May long weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so we can do a shop update.
Yep,
because we just want to say that we have both the Saltwater Mittens and the Saltwater Classic books in stock. So this is our second order.
Or third
of the mittens.
Yeah.
Third of the mittens and second of the classics.
And they're a delight. And if you like our storytelling, there's storytelling in the books, which makes it so amazing.
Yes, I actually read the classics book just by my bed. I haven't knit anything out of it. I just read the book.
It's that good.
It's really nice. The stories and the
kind of
anecdotes.
warm your heart.
Warm your heart. That's right. So we have those in stock. And do we want to talk about what we're going to do?
That's a good segue. So what we did. So a few weeks ago, when we first got the books, everybody at Knit Night was very keen to knit some of the mittens from Saltwater Mittens. And we were late getting the mittens book. It's been out since June, or maybe even before that.
A year, I think.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we didn't get them until June then, was it? Or something like that. Anyway, so this is a pair of mittens that Jennifer Hicks did. And she's actually done 2 pairs, and I know our friend Simone has done some too. So everybody was keen to get right in there and get the mittens. And Jennifer was begging us to make more colors in these little worsted mini skeins, which is kind of something we have here in the shop, but we've never listed them online. And I had to adjust the sizes of them to get it right to work.
I'm going to try one.
In this pattern, they're really cute.
They're so cute.
These are called Signal Hill.
Yeah.
So we did something exciting. We made kits so that you can make mittens. The yarn that we've chosen falls under sort of the group 4 yarns, as they're referred to in the book, which is like a worsted weight. Or is that an Aran weight? I think group 4 is worsted. Anyway, these are a group 4 pattern, and that's the Selkirk worsted is what Jennifer knit these out of. So I made mini skeins in all of these colors to create mitten kits, and I just listed like 30 variations online.
Yeah.
So this is how that works. So I put on the side menu, and of course I'll link to it in the show notes as well, Colourwork mitten kits. And then you can pick pretty much any combination. So some of the patterns require 3 colors, and some of the patterns require 2. So these are a 3 color version. And so if you order the 3 color version of a kit, you get 50 yards of each of the colors, which is plenty to complete the mittens. And then if you order a 2 color version, you can put 2 skeins of 75 yards each together to make the 2 color version of the mitts that are listed as being knit with a group 4 yarn. So I hope that's super clear, but I had a blast like photographing all of these.
Yeah, she photographed all the different
and making them all up. And if there's a combination you want, which I didn't list, then by all means reach out and we will just combine it for you. And so this is all available online now, so you can go mitten nuts.
Yes.
And so we're also going to start a Saltwater Mittens or Saltwater Classics knit along. So the official start date of that will be the day that this airs, October 11th. We'll put a thread up on Ravelry. We'll of course have a prize at the end. I have no idea if we'll have time to knit something ourselves. I think we will.
Yeah.
I've kind of got the moose hat on.
Oh yeah.
On my mind.
That's out of the classics book.
Yeah, but so now I have my owl hat.
If you haven't checked out Saltwater Mittens, it's pretty straightforward. It's a book with mitten patterns in it. But the classic book, if you haven't checked it out, actually has hats and
all
vamps,
kinds of things. Well, yeah, I showed the little boot things last time.
Yeah, the boot cuffs and stuff. So you can do, there's more in it than just mittens or what. I love these.
Yeah, and I actually thought the patterns were listed individually on Ravelry, but they're not. You do have to have the book.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just going to do that as another little knit along. But if you want to do other Colourwork mittens, feel free to join in.
Yes.
But because we don't want to exclude anybody because they don't want to buy the book, the entire book.
Right.
But just, it's a Colourwork mitten along.
Right.
Knitting along.
Knitting along.
It's a mitten knitting along. It's the annual Smitten for Mittens knitting
the
along.
Annual tongue twister.
I just said it perfectly right. So so that's really super fun. So I hope everybody goes in there and explores around about the various color combinations we put together, and you can pick a 2 or a 3 color design and just give her.
Right. And when I was talking to Christine, she was talking to me about how important it is for people to know how to repair their knitting. Because she said it's such a shame that people think that, not so much for mittens, but we were actually talking about knit socks and nylon, and anybody that's been watching us knows that we try to use, well, we don't try, we use natural fibers in our socks. We don't use nylon. And she was a bit perplexed. She said, well, all you do have to do is darn it.
Darn it.
Just
darn it.
darn it. If your sock gets a hole in it, fix the hole. And she was pretty adamant about it. And I think she's right. Like, fixing your knitting is a...
we definitely need to have that as a class.
Yes.
Off the Prince Edward Island Fiber Festival.
Right.
Fixing your knitting.
Yes.
Done.
Repairing.
Darning socks, repairing, whatever.
Yes. You knit a pair of socks for your partner or your friend, and they get a hole in them. You knit those socks with love, and you can repair them with love as well.
Same deal.
Yeah.
And if you have an old 1850s farmhouse like we have, it also comes in handy for moth holes.
Yes.
Because we do have moths in our house.
Yes.
And they like cashmere best. I feel like I've said this before, but a moth larva will crawl over 15 wool sweaters to get to your cashmere. I can prove it to you. So helpful.
Yeah.
And I was talking to an entomologist at Knit East about this, and we hypothesized that it might be the smell.
Right.
Because goat fiber does smell quite a bit stronger than sheep fiber, and we're thinking maybe there's like a little residual scent left there.
You can't smell,
undetectable to us.
Yeah.
But that might attract them. I have no idea, but those moth larvae have good taste.
Yeah.
Not one cashmere sweater do I have without moth holes that Kim has repaired for me, because she knows how to repair, and I do not.
Yeah. Nothing but the best.
I think that's a good class. So love these. Fun. Imagine all the mittens.
Right.
Mittens for everyone.
In every combination.
Yeah, and the second annual Smitten for Mittens knitting along.
Okay.
I'm so good at saying that now.
Yes, you are.
It's more fun when I screw it up.
I'll leave it to you.
So we hope you love that, and it makes it nice and accessible because you don't have to buy full skeins to make the mittens, which is so super handy.
It gives you lots of flexibility.
And mix and match, if there's some left over, you can go nuts and just combine a bunch.
Right.
So the other thing is the project bags arrived.
Right.
Now they did take a lot longer than we thought because they were on the way.
Yeah.
Not so much.
No.
They took forever to get here, and the people who ordered them, you'll note we just shipped them out to you probably a few days ago now when you're watching this. And we had none to bring to the show, which was a disaster because Jennifer Hicks had hers, and of course everybody then wanted one, and we had to keep saying we don't have them. You never want to have to say that.
No.
However, that's the way it goes. So just for those of you who would be, we thought, more comfortable seeing it in sort of person, or at least on video, other than the rendering that we put up last time, this is how it works. So there's a little inside pocket. It's cotton canvas. It holds a lot.
Yeah.
Jennifer was carrying around a full sweater project and a couple bottles of water in this all weekend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bottles of wine.
Maybe. She didn't come out and say that, but it's possible. And so this is it, and then it zips.
Yep.
And we're super excited. One of these went to Tasmania.
Yeah.
One went to a town just outside Paris.
Yeah.
Like, James is
famous.
World famous,
right.
And he deserves it.
Yeah.
And we're just so excited. Like, imagine just this walking along the Seine.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting. Oh. Or in Tasmania. I doubt there's a river like that there, but
yeah,
he'll be somewhere.
Right.
I think
somewhere exciting.
Yeah. And another one went somewhere else in the UK, a couple of them. So we're just thrilled.
Yeah.
We're thrilled with that. That's so exciting. It means a lot to us that people are ordering our stuff from that far away, because I'll tell you something, as women entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs in general perhaps, people will tell you that you will fail.
Yeah.
that you can't have a yarn shop in Belfast, that somebody else tried that once 25 years ago and it went bust. So sorry for you and your shitty plan.
Yeah, it's a small place, so people are a little surprised.
Yeah, and nobody will drive out here from town, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm quite sure none of those people in their wildest imaginations imagined our project bags going to Tasmania. So you know what we say to those people. Thank you.
Thank you
for your help.
Input. Yes.
Yeah, however, we're pretty happy with how things are going so far.
Yeah.
And thanks to all of you.
Yes.
Because truly, we could not have done it without our podcast viewers. Absolutely not.
Right.
So we just love that you're all here and love that that's happening.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Yeah. So that's the project bag. A couple other things that I think we forgot to mention, even though they've been in for a while. The latest issue of PomPom, which I forgot to list. Oops, but I'm putting it up now.
Oh, okay.
So you can order that.
I don't think I even knew that we had it.
Yeah, there's some lovely patterns in here. We don't always buy every PomPom issue. But I buy it if I think it's one that I'm interested in, and sort of depending on the projects and if I think they'll work with our yarn and things like that. So we did pick up this one, so that's exciting. And then we've had the 9th issue of Laine for a while.
Yeah.
And this was pretty popular at the show, and it's been listed for a while. And some people did notice because they ordered it, but I don't think we mentioned it, but that's on too. And of course, it's great to combine books with your order to get over the minimum shipping threshold so that you get free shipping. Right. Because in Canada and the US, you have to spend over 100 and internationally just 150. So if you can add a book and get over that, that works well for you.
And, you know, once again, there's not a pattern in there that I wouldn't knit.
Just gorgeous. Yeah, Laine is a great magazine. Yeah. Very exciting every time a new one comes out.
It was interesting to see. There was a woman at the booth that came on Sunday or Saturday or whatever, and she hadn't seen Laine before, and she said, I can't believe this exists, and she couldn't decide which one she wanted to buy.
Pouring over them.
Yeah, pouring over them. We have all of them.
Yeah, and we know how you feel.
Yeah, she was just, I mean, I had conversations with other people that really, we were saying it is.
Although I will say, I was looking at it today with somebody, and I don't know if it was this one or another one, but there was like green paper with black writing on it, and I was like, even with my glasses, I was like, okay, I can't see this. So dark paper with dark font is maybe not for people our age. But
was it an errata?
No, it was actually in the book, but even after I got my glasses, I struggled.
Oh, okay.
But this one seems fine.
Yeah.
It was just it was kind of like this, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how old the publishers are, but I'm guessing not over 45. Because, whoo!
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like camouflage.
Yes. So, of course, it looks beautiful, but you can't see it without your readers.
Yeah. And a bright light.
Yeah, but the pattern text is always on something very, very visible, so that's good. So that's all up. Oh, and then we have one little story for you. Almost forgot.
Okay, we're going to tell it?
Yeah, we're going to tell it. Right. So we were out under the stars waiting for our shuttle from the restaurant to the hotel, and it was a beautiful starry night.
Yeah, so the hotel actually offers a shuttle service if you're going out to a restaurant and think you might need a drive.
Yeah, everything is 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
And we didn't even really need a drive. We just wanted to for fun.
Yeah.
Did we need a drive? Oh, it was cold, but we weren't drinking or anything. Anyway.
No.
So we're out into the starry night, and we're beside the Passamaquoddy Bay, which is a body of water. And Kim used to live on the water outside Montreal, way outside, 45 minutes outside the city.
Yeah, well, because of traffic.
Yeah. So, and I used to go there for my vacation. That's how nice their place was. How lucky for them.
Yeah.
So I had a week off from Rogers Media where I worked, and I went down. Actually, maybe I didn't work there yet then. Anyway, I went and I planned my vacation, and I took the train from Toronto to Montreal. Come to find out, Kim has canceled her vacation because this is the kind of workaholic behavior that my sister used to engage in when she worked in Montreal.
Right.
Something, I don't know what had to be done, but you canceled your vacation even though your sister had come.
Yeah.
So she was working all day. Ken had just bought himself a boat. We wrecked the boat the first day we had it. That was great.
Poor Ken.
Second night, It was probably by
It wasn't
then.
wrecked. It just kind of got scraped along the
There
bottom.
was some significant damage. He ran it aground.
Yes.
Which is easy to do in the area they lived in,
Yeah,
unbeknownst to us, taking it out.
Yeah, unbeknownst to us, you can have like a rocky shoal in the middle, like
Yeah.
the very. I always thought that lakes just, went
Wouldn't that be
deeper
nice?
in the middle.
Yeah,
But no,
and poor Ken almost
no.
had a stroke,
Yes,
literally.
yeah.
It was literally the first time he took it out.
Yes.
It ran it aground.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was fun.
Yeah.
So vacation was off to a wonderful start. Kim's working all day. I'm there with Ken doing whatever. I think it was maybe like a Thursday night or something. Kim comes home from dinner. 7:30 at night is typically when you would get home.
Yes.
I have it in my mind we're going to have a bonfire with marshmallows because this is my vacation. Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
And you're working, and I come here for country, and we're gonna go out and do some country stuff. And Ken loves a bonfire.
Right. He loves.
So
to
Ken and
have a
I ganged
bonfire.
up and guilted Kim into coming out.
I hate marshmallows.
That's what she said. Let's go out and roast marshmallows. I don't do marshmallows. What do you mean you don't do marshmallows? Who the heck doesn't like doing marshmallows? I don't do marshmallows. I got one on fire when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it went on my face, and I don't do marshmallows.
So
That
I'll
was
just
her
explain
story.
what happened.
Okay.
I had my stick because we used to camp quite a lot.
Big
So
campers.
I had my stick that Dad probably sharpened the end of it for it and put my marshmallow in, and I was holding it into the fire. But of course, I'm little, so the stick is moving around.
Because back then you always let your children play near an open fire.
Yeah, of course.
hot sugar.
And the marshmallow caught on fire. So I pulled the marshmallow out of the fire and I shook it like that to get the fire out.
And it landed on your face.
It went smack on my face.
Hot.
Hot.
And did you have a burn?
No, it hurt, but I didn't.
Okay.
It didn't have a big blister. I'm not scarred for
So
life
you were
or
how
anything.
old?
I don't know. I don't want to say.
7?
Old enough to hold a stick in the fire. Probably
3?
not 7. No.
Okay. Anyways, so we're talking about 40 years later. The scars are still fresh.
Yeah, well, there wasn't really
There
a
will
scar.
be no marshmallows. So, but because
I never roasted a marshmallow.
she had canceled
again.
vacation on me, we guilted her into it, and she went
Right.
out in her nightgown,
Right.
flannel nightgown, across the road to the fire pit. And there we sat. And Ken mixed us up some lovely drinks, which
Yeah.
was like Kahlua and milk
Cocktail.
or something
Yeah.
like that. Some kind of cocktail we had on
Black
the tray.
Russians, I think, or
White Russians or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had the lovely tray of cocktails. We're all getting settled in. Kim's kind of there in her nightgown like this. Basically, having a blast.
Curmudgeon.
No marshmallow.
How long do I have
How
to
much
stay out?
longer do I have to stay out here? Probably had to work the next day. Your own fault. Anyway, so Ken and I are having cocktails and having a blast, and I've got my marshmallow, and I just felt my stick was a bit too long. So I've got the thing in the fire, and the stick is a bit too long.
Probably because you were getting eaten alive by mosquitoes because you were far enough away from the fire.
All the joy. Yeah, being close to the fire is better for the mosquitoes. So I
Yeah.
take the stick with my hot, partially cooked marshmallow on it, and I put it up on a stump. And for some reason, we're kind of sitting like this. I decided to try to break it towards me. Okay? So the stick let go, and the marshmallow, honestly, went flying off the end of the stick, my stick, and landed on Kim's face and in her hair. And I couldn't believe it. First of all, I thought I was going to die. Literally, I thought she was going to kill me. And there it was, stuck to the side of her face. And she's there like this. This is why I don't do marshmallows. And like she couldn't remove it because it was all in her hair.
Yes, it was all
And
stuck.
so Ken and I were terrified to laugh, but we couldn't help. I burst out laughing. Ken burst out laughing so hard he fell on the ground rolling around. And then that made me laugh even harder. So I backed up. I accidentally stepped on the tray of drinks, which were right at the top of an embankment, and slid down the embankment backwards
Like
on the tray of drinks.
like she was on a skateboard.
Yeah. And then landed in a heap.
Yeah.
Drinks everywhere. Tray slipped out from
I
underneath
think it went
my
like
feet.
that.
Yeah. And we're all in a pile laughing, just praying to God that no one drives by and has us all taken away because we were clearly had lost it. And Kim's still sitting there. Did not crack a smile the whole entire time.
I can laugh about it now.
It
obviously.
was hilarious. Yes, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I managed to get the marshmallow on her face and survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so have you done marshmallows since?
Once.
Was it here?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've come a long way now, then.
I think it was when we had drinking in daylight savings.
Drinking in daylight savings, yeah.
Seems like we drink a lot.
No, but daylight savings is a special...
Yes.
I get confused about what's what. I think I posted the opposite today.
Oh.
Daylight savings is when it switches back? I thought daylight savings was when it's light in the morning for farmers.
I don't know. All I know is spring forward, fall back.
Yeah, I know that. Anyway, when spring comes, very exciting for riders. It's a big deal for horse riders because you don't have to go search for your horse in the dark if you have lessons after work, basically, is what it all amounts to.
Yeah.
So we got together with our riding friends and had a little daylight savings party, which is not unusual. People have solstice parties and stuff like that. But for us, it's about the riding aspect, which we don't do anymore. But we still feel the jubilant atmosphere of how exciting that was when we had time to ride.
Yeah.
So you did marshmallows then?
Yeah.
I'm just surprised.
I know. I'm surprised.
And you managed to escape without getting one on your face?
Well, yeah, you were there.
I don't remember.
I'm
sure I would have remembered if that had happened again.
I was in control of my own stick.
It wasn't. You didn't even have a stick. You were sitting there with your arms crossed, defenseless.
Yeah,
and she got it right in the face.
Defenseless. If you had tried to get it on my face, you wouldn't have been successful.
I couldn't have done it. I don't know what made me want to break the stick towards me. Because I guess I didn't want it to go down in the dirt. Instead,
that's the most important.
In your face. Yeah. Anyway, what a night.
Yeah, well,
my
what a
stomach
feeling.
Was sore. Ken and I laughed so hard. Kim never cracked a smile.
And when he laughs super hard, he actually makes this really funny sound.
We both almost died. We were gasping for air.
Yeah.
I've never laughed so hard in my life or since.
Oh my God.
And then when I hit the tray and went down the hill, it was
that
all
was
over.
The pièce de résistance.
Oh, good times. So that was sort of a weird
The worst part
vacation.
is we didn't even get a chance to drink the drinks.
No.
They went over the embankment.
I skated on them down. That might have been the second round.
Yeah. So Brenda, I hope you're not drinking your coffee. You know who I'm talking to.
Oh gosh, what I wouldn't do to have something that funny happen again.
Yeah.
But I really thought my life was in danger.
We were telling Jennifer Hicks about it at dinner, and so we were laughing about it then too. So it was really funny. Yeah. It was a night that was reminiscent of that.
Yeah, because
the weather was kind of crisp.
Under the stars
and
whatnot.
stars, and there was a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. No marshmallows.
And they have fires out in the lawn at the Algonquin too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a serious deer problem, but I enjoyed it because I like myself a deer, but we don't have them here, so it's kind of novel, but I understand when they eat all your shrubbery, it's probably not ideal. And they're literally just on everybody's front lawn. I was all excited the first time I saw one, and then I was like, oh,
they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's all good.
It
and
seems
they're very
to be a real problem.
Yeah, lots of deer. So if you like deer, St. Andrews is the place for you.
You want to get up close and personal with one.
Yeah, I was right up next to a little young buck who just had little tiny horns and a couple of does I saw out in the woods, and I went around. And it's pretty cool to walk around there, and it's across from the Roosevelt Summer Estate in Campbell, Maine.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so it's just lots of history, and it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So not to get on that again.
No.
Anyway, so I guess that was our 2 weeks, and then some other stuff that happened 15 years ago that we're still laughing about now.
Yeah. Long time ago.
It was a long time ago now.
Yeah. We've been here 7 years already.
And I still haven't laughed that hard.
Yeah. All right. So I'm happy that I could bring such joy.
I would never have been able to pull it off if I wanted to.
No.
Nor would I have risked it.
No. Yeah,
Serious,
it was a risky maneuver.
Behavior.
Yeah. Okay, so we've mentioned the Ravelry group.
Yes.
So please join the Ravelry group if you want to hear what's going on.
And we'll put the new Mitten for Mittens knitting along.
Yep, we'll have there. We also have an Ask Us Anything thread, but there were no new questions this week.
Oh gosh, bring us some questions.
Yeah.
We're getting bored.
Yeah.
We're getting
no
bored.
new questions. And there is a thread for people to post their projects, which is starting to get quite a few.
Some of them are
somebody
fantastic.
that in our thread and I would say her name, but I'm not sure that I have it exactly right, so I won't say it, but has finished a Joe Bat's arm with our yarn.
That's worth going in to take a
Yes,
look at.
and it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit jealous that she finished it. So I did.
Yours will be stunning too.
Yeah, and I kind of figured out that I might have a little psychological thing going on about the color work and if it's going to fit, but...
I do that, procrastinating when you're worried something won't work out.
But speaking with her on the project thread, I think that I should just have confidence that it's going to be fine.
I think somebody said that procrastination is just your failure to believe that you have an achievable plan.
Yeah. In this case,
something like that. I probably butchered that. If that's a famous quote, I definitely just butchered it. But I totally can feel that. I can see how that's part of it.
Yes, exactly. So join the Gallery group. And if you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget a thumbs up. And you can write your comments. We just love the comments. Well, the best one was how do we get from
knitting to canned milk?
We don't know, but it all makes sense.
Yeah. And now marshmallows. I really hope there's a marshmallow emoji.
Yes, I'm sure there is. It's probably just like a white poop emoji.
No, I think it would better be an actual marshmallow.
On a stick?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to look after this.
Okay.
And give us some feedback on the whole FOMO issue or what you want to see from us, because our feed has really gotten very lifestyle-y. I haven't posted a lot with yarn and knitting lately, mostly because there's very little progress being made.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do sort of a combination of the two. But I think everybody likes the farm updates. And that's sort of what makes us a bit unique. But it's very hard to combine and achieve a style on Instagram, which there's just so much pressure to do. But we'll make it work.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
If you're watching every second week, then we would really appreciate you.
Yeah, and share with your friends or other knitty friends if you don't mind, because we would like our audience to continue to grow, and it's going well so far.
Yeah, great. So
thanks everyone.
Yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, if you're in Canada and celebrating.
And we'll be back before American Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so we'll wish our American friends Thanksgiving on the next episode.
Yeah, and we do have the Thanksgiving children's books in the store now if you're local and want to pick one up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So have a great 2 weeks.
And we'll chat to you later.
Yeah, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.